Hello everyone, and in this video we are going to learn how to create this full screen menu. You could see cool animations, and when you hover on it, it shows the corresponding images, and you could add anything around here. It doesn't really have to be an image. You could add anything that Elementor allows, or you can code it yourself too with a container, but it's very easy to make. And if you don't want to make it from scratch, I actually have a template and I've already created like free videos for like the first 4, you could see, and there are 3 more, around 7 around here. So I've already created for the 4 menus, right? So 1 2 3 4, this is the 5th one, and then I'm planning on making the 6th one, and then 7th too. So if you want to buy it as a template, it's only for $5, so you could get it. And if you want to make it for free from scratch, then you could watch this video. First thing first, I will be using a different page. So you could see I don't have Elementor Pro in this different domain. I have Elementor Pro here, but it doesn't matter. Another thing to keep in mind is whether you want to have like a fixed menu or something that is not fixed. So what I mean is, so you could see that if I click on it, you could see now I cannot scroll at all. You could see. And if you see this small movement, is basically because we are in editor, right? It would not be available in the live page. It's because this top bar is added. But in real page, if you go in incognito, you could see it would not be able to move up and down. But if I go into this second one, and if I try to scroll, you could see it just changes location like this. So what we want to do is, whether you want to have a menu which is always on top like this, where it does not like follow you, or if you want to have a menu which is like fixed, and let me give it like 999 something, and then it like follows you like this sticky header basically. So based on which one you want, there would be some changes. So for time being, I will show you how to do the we will first make the base, and then based on how you want to add it on the top or want to have some fixed, we will choose that. So you could follow along without any issues. So first thing, I will add this icon in here. Actually no, we will add an HTML widget, but you could add anything. So to show you basics of how my header is in here, I just have a header. I have left and right containers like this, left and right. This header has been given like 50 padding left and right, and it goes left to right like this. So in my right container, I will just add an HTML widget. You could add anything. You could add any icon, you could add lottie animations, anything that you want. And we will copy this code. So let me just click on this one and let me copy. This would be in description, and we will copy this code, and it creates this menu like this. And then we will go to advanced, go to this DM toggle full. In this one we'll go to advanced, and then type our CSS class. Everything would be in description which CSS class we want to use. These are all the stuff that we are going to use. Now what this basically does is that it allows you to like animate this one, create an animated icon. And if you want, you could actually change lots of stuff in here. So let me just copy it around here to show you what we can do. So we can change the width and height in the menu icons. So if let me copy this around here. Okay, let me move it around here. Let's say if I make the width to be 20 pixels. Okay, nothing showing. 30 is showing. 50, 30, 50. We can change the size. 20, 30. Okay, then we have height of each line, or between each line, sorry. So you could see, so by default it is set to 25. Then if we go to dot line, we can change the height of it. So how thick you want the lines to be. Obviously if you make it too thick, then you also need to make the height difference around here more. So for now we will keep it 5. Then we have a background color. So if I change this to red, you could see it changes to red icon. If I click on it, it turns to white. So let's just keep it black. Then if we scroll down to the bottom, we can see we have something called menu wrapper, and this one basically is this border one. So if you don't want any border, you could make this to be 0 pixels. So we don't have any border, and then you can also remove the padding if you want like this. So based on your requirement, you could actually change it, and you could actually use this for anything else. Then we have background color for the border. Oh, sorry, not this one. This background. If you want to change the border color, then you need to change this like this, so red. And when I click on it, you could see this is how it looks. Okay, so now to change the border color, if you want to, so you will see when I click, the border just hides of this one. But if you want to change it, then look for menu wrapper dot active, which is at the bottom. Maybe I should have organized it better, but we can just make this one to be red, and when I click on it, it's going to be red. And then we can also change the background to be like red or something. So you could see we can actually make it look whatever way you want. And we can also change the padding, or we could also remove the border radius, oh sorry, not border but just thickness and all. So just remember dot active, and then this one, normal one. Next, if you want to like change the cross icon, so the cross color I mean, then you could go in here and then search for menu wrapper dot active. Sorry, not this one, menu wrapper dot active dot top. So if I make this to be red and then click on it, you could see it turned one of it to red. And then we have the bottom, so dot bottom menu wrapper dot active bottom, and turn this to red. You could see it turns to red. And we are basically doing is we are making the top line be cross, the bottom line to be cross, and the middle one to be hidden, which is why there's like top and bottom. So I'm just going to make everything normal right now, and this is how you could just customize it. Make sure to add the CSS class, okay? That way we could decide to add the the background stuff that we are going to make now. So right now we have created the header. Next stuff I'm going to do is I'm going to create this double container. Select our main, so let's just call it like menu bg or something. Let's make this full width, and let's give it height of 100 vh, so it is full screen like this. So let's just get the reference. So this is how it looks. So full screen, right? So we want it to be 100 vh. For the left one, we can add a color, which is the red color or something. Let me get the same color. So I'll use this color. And then for the right one, we are going to use a black color. I like to name it, so I'll call it as left menu, something like this, whatever. Let's just type it for time being. Right menu. Now one thing you would see that if I close this, we have some, it's not actually being like full, it is having some space, and that is because Elementor by default adds some padding like this. And if I do 0, it will have no padding and full screen. Inside my left menu, I'm going to add icon box like this and make it go on the left side, actually on the right side. Select the text, or let's say home. Make this be centered. Make this everything's correct. Content spacing to be 0. We can choose an item, what is this, hero icon size, so let's say 30, 50. Then let's go into our content and make this like something like 70. It's your choice. And let's go to our mobile menu, and then in the mobile menu we have to select it again. Let's do content spacing 50, I guess. And this is not being in center, and I think this is like a bug with Elementor or something. You could actually play with line height to do something like this, okay? Make it in pixels or EM, whatever you want. And then kind of do like this, what do you call, like a workaround for now. I'm going to make everything be in center. Now this point, everything that you do around here is your design choice. So for me, I have kept it around here by adding some padding around here. So by adding padding and all stuff, but it's your choice how you want to proceed. Let's create an arrow like this. Remember, I have not added any colors and all. I don't know if we should add it or not. Also, in your case, let's say if you have added a color and if you click clear, it does not change to this one. It does not turn to this blank and it automatically turns to primary. You actually need to change one setting. Go to your WordPress dashboard, go to Elementor settings, go to features, and in here, sorry, not features, in general, just keep this 2 tick marked like this, and that way when you click on it like this and do clear, it would turn to clear rather than automatically turning here. And this allows you to actually use code to use the code to change the values around here instead of turning to default. So this one I'm going to give it as DM nav text like this. Make sure there are no spaces. DM nav text, and let's just duplicate it. Obviously change the text. Once we have done this and all of them have DM nav text, let's select our left container and give it DM left nav like this, and our right one we will give it as DM right nav CSS class like this. Let's copy this icon and then paste it in the right side. Let's do left side, something like this. And here you could just select this one and let's call it as like email. So DM like your website or email, so DMmotionarts.com, something like this. Let's make this to left side. You could add any design that you want, stuff like this, and style it. I'm not going to do the styling in this one because it's going to take like too much time to do all the styling. So just play around with values until it matches your website like this. I'm pretty much sure you could do is add some colors because we are not actually changing the color with our code. So just add your colors, don't worry about anything else. I know I said that you have to do all this setup, like make this to be disabled and all, but it doesn't really matter for this one at least, but it's just good practice to do that. I'm going to just add some like 50 padding on the left side. So this one would be like emails and stuff. So for this social menu icons, so you could see the social icons, you can actually where is it, give it a CSS class of DM nav socials. And again, it doesn't really matter that you use like social icons, you could use anything else too. So don't be worried if you are trying to use image or anything else. Just add anything that you want around here. Also, let's duplicate this one, and the top one I'm just going to remove the icon and then call it as like socials. Again, just remember you could add anything in here. It doesn't have to be just this widget. You could add any widget that you want. Just make sure to give it DM nav social, this stuff. Same with the left side. You could add any widget here you want and just give it DM left nav. Now we need to create containers, so that right now I have 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have to create 4 containers. Let's just make one of it first. Let me make it small. And inside of this, you could add anything that you want. If you want image or anything else, you could add it without any issues. So select this, select your image that you want, any widget that you want in this container. Feel free to add anything. And then this container, we are going to call it as DM right image. So for some reason my image is not loading, but probably if I refresh it, it would load. Okay, it is now loading. So this container, you could add anything. Just give this container DM right image as what you call this stuff, and let's duplicate it. So make sure this container are equal to the amount of stuff around here. Even if you don't do that, I think it should still work, so it doesn't really matter. Like this, and then change the images to whatever you like. So now this is how it looks. Obviously it looks weird, but if you want to like check it before you add the code, you could hide some of the stuff. So we can hide like 4 of this. So this is how it's going to look. Obviously style it to make it like pretty, like this. Put some effort and then try to make it look pretty. Once you have done all of this, obviously add some color to the icons, text and all. I don't want to like waste too much time, which is why I'm not doing that stuff. Then we add an HTML widget. to our this stuff at the end. So you could see I've added it at the end. If you want, you could add it at the end of your page too, but you have to make sure that it is after all your elements, after all this containers and after all this button, so that the code runs after everything has been loaded. Instead of this, we will simply copy the code. Let's copy this. There's one more code that we have forgot to add, which is DM off canvas, and it is for this whole container, like this. And you could see suddenly it just disappeared. Let's do publish. Sometimes doing preview does not work, which is kinda annoying. So to publish with GSAP, if I click on it, it runs, but some issues are happening, right? And that is simple. We want this menu BG to be on top of everything. So let's say 9998. So why did I type 8? Because we want this icon to be above it. So 9999, like this. So right now this menu icon should be above that stuff, but let's see, click on it and it's not going above it. Why is that? Let's see. So if you choose this container, I've given it 999 index. So obviously if we are not using fixed, we don't always need to do it, but again I'm going to show you how to fix that. Okay, so I just removed this z index from this container, because anytime you add inside any different z index, it does not matter, because this would overwrite any child elements. So if I click on it, you could see it works. But now if I, let's say, do and make this to be fixed, so that I want it to be, let's say, above everything. Let's do 999. Let's do publish. Let's add some color at the background, like this. Let's publish. And don't worry if it looks weird, it is just getting behind this stuff. So if I click and scroll, you could see it works. But if I do stuff like this icon just disappeared. Okay, and it is kind of annoying, right? We don't want that to happen. And also you could see that we are able to scroll like this. So let's just first see how to fix that. So before fixing that, I have to do one thing. So for the default one, so in the one which is like not fixed, so it is not in sticky header. Okay, let me just show one thing. So right now it is not in sticky header, so it should work perfectly. Okay, but you could see as I scroll down, I am able to scroll up and down. We don't want that effect, right? And this is only available if you are trying to make a non-sticky version. So it means that this icon, this header will always be at top. So what we need to do is, I will give one more code, which is this one. Oops, where is it? Okay, there we go. And let's just copy this stuff and create another HTML widget. So we can just duplicate the one that we created at the end of this one around here. Let's duplicate. We can also name it like no scroll code something, and then just replace everything. So no scroll code and then our normal code. So what it simply does is that it removes the scrolling effect by making this whole web page just be 100 VH, and then removing the scroll or overflow basically. So let's see what would happen now. You could see some slight scrolling is there, but it is only because of this top bar. It would not be available in live page. So you could see now I'm not able to scroll at all. And if I go down, I can go down. But remember, this no scroll code is only if you are trying to make non-sticky version. So only for something that would, this would always be at the top, something like that. So if you are planning to make sticky version, just make sure to delete this one and not add it. So let me just make the sticky version and show you. So what we can do instead is, the reason why this is happening is when we add something to our header like 999, and then anything that we add in here just does not work because this parent container just overwrites it. So what we can do is, instead of having this one inside of this container, we can create another container, and for this one we need to have a height given. So let's say if I give my header to be 100 height, I'll create another stuff. Actually the second one does not really matter what size you give, but right now this is what I've done. So we have a header I will make the logo be at top, so the logo container, and then we have menu bg, so that the code is at the end. Now what I can simply do is I can select this HTML widget to position fixed, right, and then basically play around with the values until it works nicely. So let's do 25, and in this header I can simply just say that on the right side make it be something like this, so 100. So right now you could see there's small space happening around here because we have added a logo container and this is the HTML widget, but HTML widget is around here, but by default it adds some padding, right? So let's just do 0. We can also do this 0 and 0 so that it takes like 0 space, so this container takes 0 space. And now this, even though this logo looks around here, sorry, this hamburger looks around here, it is not actually part of this container. You could see if I hide it, it still shows, and this is different container. So anything that we add around here does not matter. So we can simply go in our HTML widget and then keep it at 9999, and then our menu bg is already not part of our header, so we can simply keep it 9988, something like this. Okay, this is not showing accurate, right, because I have to also give this one fixed. So right now you could see that this is 50 pixels above behind this one. Okay, so this bar is hiding it, and you could see only this one is sticky because we gave it position absolute. We also need to make our header position fixed like this. Let's do publish. We have set this to 00, and now you could see it is perfectly looking like it's same stuff. Let me click on it, and guess what, it now works perfectly. Remember, we have removed the no scroll stuff. So let's say if I add the no scroll code to just show you guys how it looks. Let's do publish. Click on it, you could see the issue that's happening. So if I go and scroll down, click on it and click back again, you could see it is actually taking me to the top of the page. So if I go down, I'm at the bottom right now. If I click on it and close it, I'm at the top right now. So it is kind of annoying. I accidentally deleted the top part of the website too, so don't worry if it looks weird, but that's why we just don't add the no scroll code when we are using sticky one, because it doesn't matter, right? Let me just show. So if I, let's say, open this one and then if I scroll down, it doesn't matter, even though like it is changing. You could see it is actually changing. So if I scroll up, I am able to scroll the behind area, but it doesn't matter actually because it's not that big of a deal. If it's a big of a deal, then again we will need to do some more scripting to make sure that every time it closes, it automatically adds the offset and stuff, which is kind of complicated. So I've not done that. So yeah, that's all. So if you want to do sticky stuff, then you need to make sure that the container or the logo is in different container and BG is in different container like this, so it looks sticky. And I think if you have Elementor Pro, you could simply just use position. If you go to Elementor Pro and motion, and you could just select sticky and top, and I think you don't need to worry about making different container if you are using positions top like this. Not this one, top in motion effects, sticky top. I don't know how Elementor does it, but if you have Elementor Pro, I don't think you need to make like different containers for the logo container. So just test it out. And if you want to get the template for paid, then it is available around here. So get that. And yeah, thanks for watching. Pretty easy to make. Again, a quick summary. Anything that you want, you could add on the left side without any issues. And just give it like DM left nav. DM nav text to anything that you want. If you want images or anything, you could add around here and then give it DM nav text. Just remember that based on that stuff, it also adds the different containers. So in order you add the container, it uses the same order. For the right stuff around here, you could add any image and then call it DM nav social, and the container is around here, DM right image for that container, and you could add anything inside of it. And if you want to remove this grid stuff, then you simply need to go into the code. Where is it? In the code. So if you want to remove the the grid, you could actually remove this background image part. So if I remove this background image part and then do publish, you could see no grid is showing. So yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.